Hello folks, my name is Mark, this is Why I Hate the World. How you guys doing? So this is a video about the Confederate flag, and so in case you've been in a cave and, you know, or you've been in a bunker or something, you know, for the last 50 years or whatever, what happened was a little while ago there was a massacre in a church by a guy named Dylan Roof, I think his name was, white supremacist, no surprise there. And shot up this church and killed 9 black people. And you know, just another. You would think that, you know, because we're probably overdue for a massacre anyway. I mean, we seem to have one every 6 months in this country now, right? I've got 5 or 6 videos about various massacres over the years. Anyway, the difference here is that this guy was blatant, out-and-out racist. And he wrote a manifesto where he talked about going online to various racist websites. One of them that stuck out was the Council of Conservative Citizens, which, if you don't know what those are that was basically an extension of the old citizen councils, which were formed back in the 50s to oppose segregation, right? Anyway, so this guy, Dylan Roof, wrote this manifesto about how he hated black people and blah, 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 and there was a lot of pictures of him on Facebook and shit where he had like the Confederate flag. So us being a bunch of super geniuses in America, the backlash has been not against racism, not against groups like the Council of Conservative Citizens or institutionalized racism in the country, anything like that. Instead, the backlash has been against the Confederate flag. So, now, I believe in free speech. Okay. I believe that you should be allowed to say whatever you want, whenever you want, to anybody, and if they don't like it, they can go jump off a cliff, right? That's what I believe. I believe I should be able to walk around wearing the most offensive shit ever. I should be able to have, like, a t-shirt that's the word, you know, that has like a guy butt raping a pygmy and eating his brains with, like, you know, lighting a Bible on fire at the same time as he's like smoking a blunt and like shoving a pile of shit into a 3-year-old's face with the word fuck on it. I mean, I believe I should have all of that stuff. You know, I should be able to do any of that anytime I want, and nobody can say shit. You know, well, actually, no, that's wrong. The government is not allowed to say shit about it. Everybody else in the world is allowed to say whatever they want as well. So if I were to actually go outside wearing that shirt, everybody else would be within their constitutional rights to basically call me a moron and not hire me for a job and not serve me at a restaurant and so on. That's how it should work, okay? That's what free speech actually means. So, now the difference is the government is not allowed to take a stance on that one way or the other. The government is not allowed to endorse one view officially over another. So when the government in, say, South Dakota or North Dakota or whatever puts the Confederate flag over their town hall, right? To me, that's the government endorsing what that flag means. So now let's think about that. What does a Confederate flag mean exactly? Okay. Now, a lot of the people in the South who are, like, you know, gone apeshit over the flag recently, because there's been this backlash now. See, so what happened was that all the people said, "Oh, the Confederate flag was wrong. It caused this massacre," which was bullshit. And let's take it down from, you know, and if you search Confederate flag on the internet now, you'll find all of these different little, you know, you'll find lots of different news stories and things where it's like, take down the flag, and people want to remove it from, you know, public buildings in you know, South Dakota or whatever, or wherever the fuck this shit's happening, right? Louisiana and so on and so on. And it's become, there's become this backlash, and all the fucking rednecks are going out and they're buying up all the flags they can. You know, a lot of different businesses like Amazon and stuff are saying that we're not going to sell Confederate flags anymore, blah, 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 blah. So interest in the flag has spiked, and there's actually been, like, people rallying with their stupid fucking Confederate flags, waving them around and whatever, right? So it's turning, it's like heating up into this full-on blown out culture war. In fact, I even read a thing where there was a protest, and then it turned into a fucking fist fight, which turned into this brawl, and I think on I think it was in South Dakota, actually, on the steps of some town hall in some town. Right. So shit's hitting the fan as far as this goes. I mean, there hasn't been out riots and nobody's been hurt yet, but as far as like a culture, battle, a battle in the culture war goes, this is as hot as it can get, right? Anyway, so here's the thing, is that what does this flag stand for? Well, it was the flag of the Confederacy, right? But actually not the entire flag. If you look, it was actually only the upper left corner of the Confederate flag, right? And it meant something, I can't remember, stars and bars, whatever. But mainly it was brought back in the 1950s and 60s by people who were against the civil rights movement. So the connotation where the linking, where this flag is linked with out and out racism, that didn't really start until about 40 or 50 years ago. And since then, it's basically become a symbol for anti-black racism in America, right? It's something used by skinheads, used by the KKK, right? It's been pretty much synonymous with that, right? So when a state, officially puts this flag over their fucking courthouse or whatever, right? And then they say it's because of our Southern heritage, right? Well, the state, they may mean well, but the meaning of that flag has changed, And when you fly it over your thing, like when you fly it over your courthouse, what does that say to all the people that live there? Especially in towns like this where, where you may have elements of institutionalized racism, like say police shootings. Just imagine that. Imagine you're a black person, you live in in South Dakota. You get arrested for one stupid ass reason or another, and then you go up to the fucking courthouse, and there's a stars and bars floating over your fucking, over the courthouse, right? And the people that wear that flag are the same people that 50 years ago used to burn other people alive because of the color of their skin. I mean, what the fuck are you supposed to think, right? So yeah, on one side they say, well, this is just, this is just our heritage, and the other side the people are saying, well, this is like, a symbol of racism, right? And my stance is that, well, the government is not allowed to take sides. So if this flag becomes controversial, they should remove it, right? The meaning of this flag is definitely changed in the last 50 years, and it should be taken down from public display in such a manner that so it doesn't reflect like the state is actually endorsing what it means. That's what it is. Okay, so the state should be able to put it up in a historical display. If they were going to do like a historical monument in the Civil War or something, or a museum, some shit like that. Obviously, yeah, they would. That's that kind of context is actually makes sense, But to have it flying, over your police station or some shit, that's bullshit. That's fucking. That's like basically like if you were to go to Germany and see them flying the fucking Nazi swastika flag. And then the guy in Germany saying, well, it's part of our heritage. Well, yeah, maybe it is, right? But that flag means something, That's basically the same reason. So, now, the second part of this, because I've already kind of hinted at this already, I think people focusing on the actual flag itself is bullshit, okay? I think that's the wrong way to go about it, because it wasn't the Stars and Bars Confederate flag that made Dylan Roof or whatever the fuck his name was, made him go out and shoot all these people. It was him being insane, number one, and the racist assholes on the internet that he researched, number two. That's basically it. So, it's not, a symbol is just a symbol, and it can mean lots of different things. It's not, that flag. If that flag didn't exist, he still would have gone and shot all those people. And I think what's happening is that people, out there in the wide, they want to do something about it, and they know they really can't do anything about it, and they see an easy target, and to them the stars and bars is that flag is an easy target, and they can go, see, you're racist, you're causing massacres. It's like, no, you're not. I mean, fuck, dude, it's just a flag. Is the Dukes of Hazzard, are they fucking responsible for this massacre? It's a TV show where that they fucking put that flag on their, the General Lee, that car had a flag on it, right? There was a movie that came out a little while ago with Johnny Knoxville in it, where they made a movie of the Dukes of Hazzard. Did they have anything to do with racism even, or massacres or anything like that? No, not really. Okay, so it's basically, the way I see it, it's the wrong target to go after, but I think they're right for the wrong reasons, and I think really, if you really want to stop massacres like this from happening, you should be focusing on hate groups and trying to, basically shut those people down. People like groups like the Concerned, the Council of Conservative Citizens. Those are the guys that I think are more responsible than anything for this, right? The people that go on the internet and they spout hate speech, right? And other people like Dylan Roof go and they read it, and it just turns into like this, it just feeds their right-wing paranoia, and they go out and they shoot people, But the thing is that, what are you going to do about it, right? It's not an easy thing to say, It's not an easy answer. There is no easy answer, right? I can't outlaw groups like I can't support outlawing groups like the conservative councils, right? And at the same time say that I support free speech. It just doesn't work. It's like, if you support free speech, you have to take all of it, the good and the bad, right? So really what you should be doing is getting your own message out there, rather than trying to ban the symbols of the people that you oppose. You should be putting your own message out there. Where are the anti-racist websites? Where's the anti-racist movement, right? That's really the only way you're going to do it, is by winning hearts and minds, basically. Presenting your side, going out and talking to people, and going online and making videos and different websites so people can research topics and stuff, where you talk about what actually happened in the Civil War, the actual real history of lynching in the country, the actual real history of Jim Crow and segregation, and why things like, how examples of institutional racism in the past and today, right? Because it's still there today, right? Stuff like that. That's how you prevent crazy people from going insane, right? Because if that guy Dylan Roosh would have gone online, and if he would have done his research, and he would have come across some good websites with some actual real truth that would explain to him how, like, that the shit that the conservative, council citizens or whatever, if it would have countered that and explained that the things that these people are saying is bullshit, maybe he wouldn't have gone off on a fucking murder spree, right? That's really it. That's really the only way that we can really fight this. It's a war of ideas, right? And we have to actually fight with ideas and actions, right? But outlawing the other side is just not, that's not how you win. Okay, that's not winning at all. All that's really going to do is just piss people off, even more. So, anyway, adios, folks.